What is going on, all you legends out there? Welcome back to The Rundown. This is a show where we break down film and TV and we go from the start to the finish, bringing up slides, covering hot talking points, our thoughts on all the shows and films we watch. If this is your first time, hit that like button and join the live chat. Let's go. Anthony, what's up?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I woke up early this morning. I don't know why. And then I saw your counter on your Instagram. 17 hours to go. And I thought, oh no, I'm not going to make it. 17 hours. My God. But I'm fine. I'm here.
Oh, nice. Nice. You're alive. Let's go. All you guys in the chat, we've got Often there running things in the background, like the legend that he is. Kicks it off with a comment and says, "The Kangs of New York in the house." I love that name. I love that. That was sick. Uh, get figure posing channel to 1K. If
Oh,
you haven't
thanks, man.
subscribed to Anthony's
Thanks, man.
channel yet, we're going to set Hawkboy after you. He's out there. He's lurking. Ren's Talentino. He will come for you. So subscribe to Anthony's channel now. Do it. Do it. And look, he's thrown our links in there. Instagram for me and
Thanks,
Instagram
man.
for you. Baller. He's on point. Often, and now you're fired. Where's Rocket?
Oh, he's over
Rocket's,
here.
Rocket's at Anthony's house, but he's going to be coming
He's
when I
over here.
finally give him the money. Let's go. I'm actually really looking forward to getting Rocket now and
Cool.
posing up
Cool.
Rhodey. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You guys talked me into it. That's me. And yes, so Anthony, let's get into it because I know you're a busy man. I would like you to kick us off. I'd like you to kick us off. What were your initial thoughts of Ant-Man and the Wasp, which we are here to talk about today?
There are so many aspects on Antman and the Wasp. And what do you mean initial thoughts? Right when I left the cinema?
Yeah, we must remember when we used to do that. Let's go back to that. Let's do, because
Yeah.
now that it's a film, let's do it. What were your
Okay,
initial thoughts? And then we'll kick into it
because
from
of
the
the
start.
rundown, I'm always thinking, how the hell I'm going to sell this? I'm Logan is going to play my villain arc again. I'm not going to survive. Probably offered as my back, but that's it. Yeah. So I was
You today.
thinking this is going to be a 3 out of 5, maybe a 3.2 out of 5. Because there are parts
Okay.
that hit like a 2 out of 5, and there are parts that hit a 4 out of 5. But all those parts that hit a 4 out of 5, maybe even 4.5 out of 5, they include Kang. Because
Okay.
Jonathan Majors, he really nailed it. I think he really nailed it.
Nice. 3 out of 5, and that's what we're going to get into as we go through. So I think with our initial thoughts, that's a good way of doing it because we haven't done a film for a while. I'll give my initial thoughts now, and then we'll go through the pictures that we have that the lovely Often provided to us, and we'll just go through the film like we normally do. But I do want to talk today about like expectations and some of the things that I was thinking going in. I want to know you guys' thoughts in the chats too, so make sure you chime in as we go along. We do
Oh,
have
wait,
SB here as well.
We don't.
What?
We didn't get to hear your initial thoughts.
Oh, I will. I'll just call out these
Sneaky,
guys. They just popped
sneaky
in.
Logan.
I'm still thinking about my initial thoughts.
Okay, cool.
S-Beam, what's up, brother? No, I'm ready to go.
Thank you for 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you for 2 weeks. Look, because I forget all the time, Anthony. Okay. What's up, Mike? SB and Mike channel members there as well. Absolute legends. Oh, and we got AJ in the house. What's going on, brother? Another channel member. Greetings, friends. Hope all is well. Hawkboy in the house. What's going on? He's here.
Hooah!
See, I will sick
Hooah!
him on you, Anthony, if you get too out of control. He's coming for you.
Yeah, you need the video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I should. Damn it. I have to go back and watch it as I fell asleep in the cinema. Oh, damn.
That's not good. That's a problem.
I think that's Mike's rating. So, my initial thoughts. Thinking about it coming out, I enjoyed it, but it was missing a little something from what I was expecting it to be, I think. And that's what I want to kind of flesh out as we go through. Because I've got there's slides that remind me of moments that I'm like, yeah, I really like that. That's real Ant-Man vibey to me.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I think overall, I don't know if I'm ready to give it a score yet.
Yeah, it's
Probably,
hard. It's hard because there are so many
yeah,
good things, but also so many things that completely pulled me out of the movie.
yeah. I think for me, it was overall as like one of the overall things. It was parts of that, so moments and characters that came in throughout it. Definitely, I'm like, that's not as interesting,
Hmm.
or why are they spending time on this as opposed to something else? Um, what are they doing? It feels like a lot of introducing sometimes with certain things. Um, but I don't know. I think I was expecting more stakes, and it just felt a bit too easy. Was one of
Hmm.
my things that I came out thinking about with like the end battle and the whole storyline and where it was going and how it was connecting to other things as well. Because I'm always thinking about that. Where's it going and what else is it connecting to? Because
Yeah,
that's just
yeah.
kind of what you do now. But enjoyable now that I've seen it.
It was
But
enjoyable. So I did enjoy the movie when it didn't take me out of it.
yeah, yeah, I think so. I think the pictures will bring up points like that throughout it.
Yeah,
So let's
yeah.
kick into it. Let's just check the last couple of comments there. That was Mike's. S Beam's chiming in. He's saying, my initial thoughts leaving the theater.
Wow.
What were those critics talking about? The
Sleeping
movie was
Beauty.
great, 9 out of
9
10.
out of 10.
Woo! Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, if you can be here for this show, brother, I want to hear your points as we go through
Yeah.
because, yeah, I want to hear your point of view. Often's been completely agree. I loved it. Oh, okay, awesome.
Ooh.
Now, are we? Oh my God, hang on. Is that both of us this episode? I don't think I am though, because I enjoyed it. So I don't want to. I don't want. I don't want to get too critical in the
Yeah.
sense of trying to get too artsy and fartsy about it. But yeah. Anyway, let's just get into it.
Like a leaf in the wind.
Like a leaf in the wind, I'm all over the place. But
Yeah.
yeah, I want to delve into this, guys.
Yeah.
All right. We start off now at the
Okay,
starting.
I love this part.
Yeah, I love this part. We start off with him recounting the story. I really enjoyed the whole intro,
Yeah.
reading his book, doing all that type of stuff. And some of these slides are from that. So, so we'll chew through a few of these slides. But talking about this, I thought was a great callback to the first film. And I'll go back to the first picture for you, Anthony. But this is all within that moment of him talking,
Yeah.
right? All the
Yeah.
flash, all the scenes. Because we also have him with Janet and then all the other things that are in that talking point. I love that whole sequence. I love it when movies do that. That felt real Ant-Man and vibey to me. And that's what I liked about those first two films, especially the first one. First one's my favorite. Just everything about it was awesome to me.
Yeah. So
This
this is
gave
what
me those
Paul.
vibes.
Yeah. Not only the movie, but I think this is what Paul Rudd does like no other in the MCU.
Yeah.
This is just great humor. So I thoroughly enjoyed this part. Scott Lang enjoying getting the attention because he was like a bum dad. A bum dad in
Hmm.
conflict with mom, with, um, I don't know what the partner's name was again. Ron or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But
the
I'm trying to be a dad to his kid and a hero to his kid. And
yeah,
now him enjoying the fruits of his labor and him being so
yeah.
narcissistic about it. I love that part.
I do love that. I love that he's got the book. I love that we saw it throughout Miss Marvel and things like that, like little things like that that are throughout the shows. I don't know if you remember seeing that. Oh, we also heard in another movie them talking about Paul Rudd having a book, or it was something that was in. Often, if you remember, put it in the
Yeah,
chat.
so
But
I heard we heard the podcast in Miss Marvel. So
Miss
then we
Marvel,
were
that's right.
theorizing if we were going to hear more of it, but we didn't.
Yeah,
But that was a podcast, and I think they said something about a book somewhere. But Miss Marvel was the one I remember.
bloody often's unsubscribed. Damn you! You're
Take
fired.
away
You're
the
fired.
spanner.
Then you're fired.
Off with his head.
Off with his head. Often's head. That's perfect, Anthony. Woo! Yeah, I felt like it had conflicting tones to me, says AJ, but some of it I liked.
Yeah,
Often
some of
is
it I
also,
loved even.
yeah, Yeah. Yeah, we're
Now
not
he's
bad
just doing a
guys.
180 on you.
Yeah,
He
you're
says
doing a complete
Antman
180.
231.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You can buy that book on Amazon. That is cool. That'd be sick in your display next to your Ant-Man figure. That's a perfect
True,
display option. Have that book
true.
in a detolf with the Ant-Man next to it.
Yeah,
Come
I
on
would
now.
love it. I would love it in 1/6.
Ah, true.
That would be cool, right?
213 for G, but 2 and 1 are really close. Interesting, because I really enjoy number 1 more. Okay, anyway. So this whole first sequence, absolutely loved it. Gave me true Ant-Man vibes, got me excited. Anthony, do you want to continue on this whole sequence again? You want to add more to it?
No, yeah, that's fine.
Sweet.
To be honest, the dynamics between Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly didn't work as much for me as they did in the second one.
Mm,
They kind
okay.
of, yeah, I don't know. They felt like school friends, maybe, but not like partners to me. I don't know what it was.
You
How do
know
you feel
what?
for you?
I kind of agree in the sense of like I agree with that, and I feel like because of that, I feel like some of that is because they weren't together that much in the film.
I don't
They'll
know.
split up. They'll split up for most of it. So I don't know. I feel like yeah, I get that. They had this moment, and they had a few moments at the end, but overall, they weren't as connected for sure. Because it
No,
was
they
more
felt
about
like
him and
they.
his daughter. I feel like, and her and her parents. It was like her and her
Yeah,
parents, not
yeah.
him
It
and his
felt
daughter.
like they had the same humor, like they grew up together as siblings or in the same classroom. But that was kind of it.
Mm. Yeah, interesting take.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the guys in the chat enjoyed that sequence as well, because if they're Ant Man fans as well, that's great Ant Man style
True.
filming. Now, then we go to him picking up Cassie, who's been recast. Um,
Oh wait, and
and
before that, what's always also new is that there's like this nano tech version of the suits now. They wear it all the time.
oh,
It's new.
yes, yes, yeah, that is new. And that's where they're all going to end up going, isn't it? Because it just makes it
Yeah,
easier in movies. They can suit up wherever they
yeah,
are.
yeah,
It's stuff like that I'm okay with. I just like that's the
yeah. Me
point. I
too. Me
want to
too.
see them in their suits, kicking ass, taking names. Like it's art. Um,
Yeah.
but then we move into. I felt like this film also had sections, which when I was trying to break down the pictures and put them in order of how I wanted to talk about them, I was like, it really did have its own like separate parts. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mentioned
Yeah.
with her with their parents and him with his Cassie and this start intro piece. Then the quantum realm stuff. So the next slide I have is because we had so many, I had to cut them down. So he picks up Cassie. They go home. They have a bit of bonding. I like all that stuff. I like them all together.
Hmm.
And then they go down to the garage to do this. Do you want to give your thoughts on that whole part from when he picks up Cassie to?
Yeah. So I think the thing that kind of annoyed me is that they didn't build up Cassie Lang to be someone or to be able at anything.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she can do everything.
Hmm.
So it's not Hank Pym who built it; it's her that built it. Um, she can even send a signal to the quantum realm. That
Mm.
kind of annoyed me. I got over it, but it kind of annoyed me because they
Yeah,
didn't
that's a
they didn't
great
set her up
point.
to be like this intelligent kid
Yeah. Ever.
ever. Yeah,
Ever. It's
I
kind of
think.
like an ultimate power up straight away. Here's this new character that we're going to add into the superhero fold. No explanation, no origin story.
And
Just
she's not
she can
even
do everything.
new. She's not even new because we've seen her already. And if she
Yeah,
would have been
true.
like this genius already, that would have been. I think that would have been enough for me to set it up, to be honest. But they really didn't.
Hmm. You know what would be cool with things like that, but what I really loved about Into the Spider Verse
Hmm.
was when they introduced a character, they gave that the story,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
especially when like that would have been cool for something like this. You know what I mean? What's Cassie been doing through the 5-year blip
And
and
they could have
everything that's going
they
on?
could have used the book to do it. Just like I missed 5 years, and this is what I missed. She grew up. She did
Yeah,
this, 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 this. Throw in some screenshots,
yeah,
and then you're done.
that would have been guys in the chat. I think we're onto something here, Anthony. Guys in the chat, let us know what you think of that. Did you mind the way Cassie was introduced? Did you mind how they brought her in and she can just do all this stuff and knows how to use a suit and is now a superhero, basically? Um, did you not be bothered by that, or are you thinking like us in the sense of we would have loved to have seen some
Some
journey,
build up,
some build up, some
some
journey
justification.
to be able to do all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like it
yeah.
would have been maybe different if she was just there, got sucked in, and he had another suit or he had a suit for her and she had to learn how to use it. It
Mhm.
down here would have made sense, but um, I would have, I guess, been not made sense, but
Yeah,
made more sense to me, I guess, of her. So yeah, at first I didn't really think about that, but I think you talking about it. I feel like yeah, like where's the
yeah,
introduction?
yeah,
Let's see. What AJ saying? Is it possible she got this way through the blip? Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like that, I would have loved to seen that journey,
yeah.
AJ.
And she
Like,
wasn't blipped, right? I think because she grew up. I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, she grew up a bit. And look, I also get this point of view too. Often, for sure, I just go with the spent time with Hank and learned. I can buy that, and that's how I can sell it to myself.
and so
Look, she's the daughter of a hero. She's been with Hank all the time. I could understand that she's into that and maybe learnt that.
I could. No, not really for me. What would work for me is if Hank got way up there, but just missed like one specific key to make it all work, and then because
Hmm.
she's a kid, she has like this naive fantasy or inspiration or associations because you're a kid and you do tend to have more creative ideas because you're a kid, and then all of a
Mm,
sudden it worked. That would have worked better for me. Um,
yeah.
her being a genius, even though we've seen her 2 times and she's never shown to be a genius, that's kind of weird for me.
Mm. Yeah, strange. And
Yeah,
I think that's a valid point, and maybe a thing for the writing more so that they're just introducing it. But
yeah.
yeah, often also says it's not an Iron Man suit; it's just a little box. Yeah,
Little
true. And
box.
as I guess there's only certain things she does with the suit. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just was a bit of a thrust into the spotlight or limelight. And if that's how they're going to introduce like that. Is that how you want them to be introduced? I think like
Yeah.
just no journey to the power up. I don't know. Are we just being villains? Maybe. Ren says Lewis should have done a recap to Scott. Yes,
Yeah. Michael Pena
Ren.
is like the those
Sorry,
scenes were
Anthony. I've got
awesome.
to. I got to. Sorry, Anthony. This is for Hawkboy. I got to do it. You know what we do. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys don't see this, but whenever John um, puts like this video up, my microphone gets muted instantly, so it's it's extra funny that Hawkboy silences me. But yeah, Rance, you're right. Michael Pena, he could do like a whole movie recap in 1 minute, and I would
Yeah.
totally be fine with that because it's just hilarious the way he does that.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah,
uh, I did miss Michael Pena. Says SBM for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he was a great part. His group of boys, like I think that I love
yeah.
that
Ti
about.
and Polka Dot Man. It's
Yeah,
Polka Dot Man,
like
right?
one of the things I love so much about the first one, it's like a heist film. It's when I
Yeah,
always talk about the themes and the genres that they put their movies into. It was like a heist theme. This has a heist in it with him getting
yeah,
sent to go get the thing, which I did like that they added that, and that was one of
yeah,
my favorite sequences. But yeah, just the introduction of Cassie, not the how it happens, more so how they explain how it happens.
yeah,
Without giving us understanding that she could be this smart and do all this stuff. And is it okay to not want to know that stuff? I don't know. Anyway, so they get sucked in. Now I've broken this bit up. I probably should have went to Cassie and Ant-Man first. So once they get sucked into the quantum realm, because we're short on the amount of pictures we can use.
yeah,
I've done 3 pictures conveying Wasp's journey with her parents, and then I've got another 3 or 4 pictures following Ant-Man and Cassie until they get to Kang and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I thought we could split it up into how we talk about how the story goes,
Yeah, no
following just
problem, man. We'll just follow
their arc.
the
Is that
slides.
all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So this is their journey. Once they get in there, what did you think about going down the backstory of what's her name again?
I want to
Michelle
say
Pfeiffer.
Jane. It's
Jane.
not.
That's
It's not Jane. It's not Jane, is it?
is it
Janet. Janet. It's Janet.
Janet? Damn.
Yeah.
Shoot me.
So I first of all, I hate it when movies are based on misunderstandings or lies or secrets that could have been cleared up like 2 hours ago.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
I don't like that part. I did like the background of her living in the quantum realm, her meeting Kang.
mm,
That was all pretty cool for me. I didn't like the scenes where she needed to get physical because she's like a grandma now.
yeah.
Um, she was amazing when she was Catwoman, but being physical at this age, it just seems a bit weird to me.
Mm,
But I love the whole backstory thing. The only thing that was really taking me out of the movie was her trying to be physical, and it even though it's shot in the void, it looked
mm,
like people standing on a green block before a green screen with a guy in a green suit and everything being CGI'd on top of that.
mm,
And that really took me out of it.
yeah. Whereas I didn't notice that as much. So I'll give my honest thoughts on that. When she was fighting, I wasn't really paying attention. But I was probably too distracted um, to think about that. But what I did like, I think I agree with you. I liked the whole part of her time in the quantum realm, and I agree. I don't when things like that happen and people are lying. Like, I just want you guys to think about this, right? She gets so upset that they're going back into the quantum realm, right, and doesn't want them to.
Hmm.
Yet at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, they're sending Scott back into the quantum realm, and she's right there, and she's fine with it.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a misstep on their storytelling. And it felt like it was added to create this journey for them to connect more through
Hmm.
breaking who you're finally telling the truth and all this. It's like a story trope that they bring in
Yeah.
to add. It's like a style of storyline basically added in to make her reluctant to tell the secret that
Yeah.
we're all going to find out, and that was not as interesting to me. I was like, I've seen this before,
Yeah.
and why wouldn't you just tell them, for Christ's sake? And then it upset me more that when I thought about her,
And it
Ant-Man 2
upset
was sending
Hope as
Scott back
well,
into the
which
quantum.
was pretty funny.
Yeah, right. But I'm like, that's not in line with her character arc. Looking back at the time she's been on film, which hasn't been a lot of time on film, to make that misstep about
Hmm.
her intentions with going into the quantum realm was a bit of lazy writing for me, I think. And I felt
Yeah.
like it was only brought in to bring in this story arc of, I've got a secret about down here that I didn't tell you. Oops, sorry. Like that ruined it for me. That
Yeah.
part.
The part that I did like is that Michael Douglas was just. They could have doubled down on that a lot more, but then I think the movie would have taken a bit longer. But the fact that he stays a scientist at heart and he's just marveling at things while they're in life danger, I love that part.
But you know what? I loved his portrayal in it. I thought he shone in this film. I really loved his
Yeah,
portrayal of it.
yeah.
I really did. Let's
But
just
the
catch
whole
up on some of the.
oh
Oh, sorry,
sorry
you go.
oh yeah.
No, you
So
go.
but the whole CGI thing pulled me out of it. I don't know why, but it didn't convince me to go into the world. Whereas Avatar completely hit the button and drew me into the world. As Shang-Chi did
Mm,
that. This was like a 180 on that, and it totally missed it for me. And it felt like, do you know those cartoons where well, not cartoons, it's like um, live people in an animated, blown up body to show you
yeah,
how the body works when you were
yeah,
kids. That's
yeah.
how it felt for me. And I was watching it and I was thinking, would it have worked better for me if it was all animated, like the What If?
Mm,
Because it would have been one style then. Maybe it would have worked better for me.
mm,
I don't. No, but it didn't catch me.
Okay, okay, and I think we'll delve into that more because there'll be
Yeah,
some more slides that will
yeah,
showcase
yeah.
that. I think. I just want to say here, let's catch up on what these guys are saying. The quantum realm maybe is super deep in the quantum realm. Um, wait, this quantum realm maybe is super deep in the quantum realm. Yes, completely agree. But my point was that they didn't explain her being upset that him getting sent back in time was okay to do. In this, she was really upset that she was
Yeah.
sending a signal, let alone not sending someone in, sending a signal down there. But then again, maybe sending a signal could alert Kang where someone getting sent in there he's not going to know about. So, that could be how you explain it. We could explain it to ourselves. The particles to help Ghost maybe isn't as deep. Ah, from the second one.
Yeah.
Oh man, I need to rewatch that. I'm just glad she actually had stuff to do. Well,
True.
and again, it gives her stuff to do, and it gives her a story
Yeah.
arc. So I completely get that. I feel like they could have still done that without making the misstep of about going into the quantum realm. If that's how it went for me, I think that's what kind of just what threw me. I got
But
thinking
on
on
the
that
other hand,
thought.
Hope didn't have anything to do this movie. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
not as much, not
not
as
as
much as
much. Yeah, yeah,
not as much as I would like to have seen, because I feel like she got not as much action, which was a bit
yeah.
disappointing. Although she did kick ass at the end.
At the ending. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Lokage. Lokage. What's
Good
going on?
morning, evening, afternoon.
Thanks for being here, brother. AJ says, I absolutely loved Michael Douglas in this. He was so awesome in it. And I'm glad he got some shine because he got to show how Ant-Man he is by controlling all the ants. I loved
Yeah,
everything about
yeah,
his moments for sure in the film.
yeah.
I'll just go to the next. Actually, speaking while we're talking about him, Baller.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a cool shot.
the
But
Stardust gun.
that'd be a cool hot toy if you wanted a Michael Douglas. Where are we? Often says you're expecting Scott and Hope in Ant Man and the Wasp when it's actually OG Ant Man and the Wasp movie.
Yeah,
When yeah.
it's Antman and the Wasp movie, like Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. OG movie, I get you. But see, I also like that because I like seeing. I liked parts of Janet's journey and Hank. I loved Hank's stuff. I liked that. It's not that I didn't.
I loved the
Enjoy.
Jonathan Majors, Michelle Pfeiffer part in that.
Yes, which will definitely. I think I don't even know if I have a picture of it to be honest, but I did enjoy that part of it. They weren't going as deep into the quantum realm in Ant-Man 2. Cassie was signaling a signal throughout the entire quantum realm. Yeah, that could be it. What do you think, Anthony? You think that could be it?
Yeah, I got over that, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Look, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah,
Um, but I think when I get on thought trains like that, I start trying to explain to myself what's going on, why are they doing that. Um, he says he wish he had more screen time. Yeah, his parts were fantastic. Star-Lord got old now. Star-Lord got old now.
Stop alone got old.
It does look like he's gone. Andre, long comment, guys. Now short
Medium
comment.
comment guy.
Medium. I need a Gordon Gecko from Street Wolf. Oh yes, Wall Street figure. It's a classic. No way Janet didn't fulfill her needs with
Yeah,
Kang.
that's what I was thinking. If Bill Murray was enough, then Jonathan
Yeah.
Majors would definitely be enough.
Well, which will bring us to this one here. So,
Yeah. So yeah,
in their journey, yeah. Do you want to
Mhm.
let us know about? I'll let you lead with this.
yeah. So, like I said, there were some parts that really pulled me out, and I really love Bill Murray, but he also pulled me out because I couldn't stop watching him, and not thinking that they would have really loved to use Jeff Goldblum
Oh,
for this role if he hadn't already been Grandmaster, because this is
yeah.
such a Jeff Goldblum role and he would have killed it.
He would have killed it.
Bill Murray, not so much for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. For me, it wasn't really that. It was just more that it just wasn't as much going on there. I guess we
But
get a little
imagine,
bit of insight to her time there. But that's
imagine
about
Jeff Goldblum playing this.
it. Yeah, yeah,
That would have been dope, right?
that would have been dope.
He could
Uh,
even be the Grandmaster being exiled to the quantum realm, and I would have loved that.
Yeah, because that would have been a cool way to keep him in the story, right? Like,
Yeah, he's
what's
so
been going on with him?
quirky.
He got exiled. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been epic. Bill Murray's character really could have played almost. He played,
Yeah, he could have been. Maybe it's too soon, but even Bruce Willis could have done it.
oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, too
Jesus
soon.
Christ. Yeah. So I just brought him up because he's in it. He's everywhere. Then we move on to Cassie and Dad.
Yeah.
Dad and Cassie, their moments, which I also enjoyed. Let me just see how many slides I've got. I've got a couple. So they, they walk around for a bit, obviously. But what did you think of this part from following Wasp's journey, following Ant-Man's? I think this journey was more exciting throughout the film.
Yeah, so I really, really love Paul Rudd in the more comedic parts. In the more serious parts, I don't know if I love him that much. I don't think he's that great of an actor in serious parts. Whereas comedic delivery, he does perfectly.
Yeah, I'd agree on that. I haven't seen some of these.
I wasn't bothered by it though. The rest, I think I loved their dynamic more than I did Hope's and his dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if it was Pedro Pascal, he would have said, "I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold."
Tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow is going to be a Pedro-gasm. Mando and Last of Us.
Man, yeah.
Watch out. I need to create a banner for that Pedro-gasm. I'm coining that.
Oh, you missed a few, I think, right?
Where are
Did
we?
you miss a few chats? After S-Beams
yep,
Bill
let's check
Murray?
here. S-Beams. Schwarzenegger. No, I brought them up. I snuck them in there.
Yeah. Get the people out.
Janet, do it now. Damn, fucking hell. Arnie's one of my heroes, bro. I read his whole book. Back when people read books more.
It could work. I think S-Beams onto something. Anyone could have played it. But Bill Murray.
It should have been Chris.
Imagine Obama playing him.
Oh my
Well,
God. Bloody hell.
Chris
maybe
Tucker
I
from
missed
Fifth
AJ.
Element. Yeah.
AJ could have done it. He's the dude.
AJ could have done it. He would have killed that.
He would have killed it. Crushed it.
Get
to the spaceship. Why do we always go into that place? Arnie's one of the only people that you always just go into that voice. Oh, shit. Jinx. The spectrometer.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
Oh, shit. Oops.
Oh, it's actually pretty good. I bet you're Australia's best Schwarzenegger impersonators.
I'm going to the local Comic-Con, dressed with a log to carry on my shoulder. Just
Yeah,
like
dude,
bloody
screw getting in shape for Spidey. Get in shape for Schwarzenegger.
It's probably easier too. Jesus Christ. Definitely get to eat more. Hashtag release the Arnie TikTok.
Yeah.
No, often. No. Oh, shit. Imagine people just tuning in now like, what the heck are these guys
What the
up
hell is
to?
that?
So then, anyway, back into it. They're moving along. They meet these guys. I could see. Here's the thing. I could have been here nor there about this whole part of these guys. They didn't.
Yeah.
I feel like they took time away from all of our main characters.
Oh, I didn't get annoyed by it though.
Not annoyed.
This was
but
fine
like,
for me.
I think this is the parts like this. I think is when my silly expectations of what I was thinking was going to be happening in this movie got bothered, I guess. I don't know why, and that's what I need to think about.
Yeah, I really didn't have any expectations, so I was fine seeing these guys. This was like a Quantum Cord, right? and I was fine with it. I was fine with that.
Yeah, and look, I enjoy that they are introducing there's a bigger world down here, and there's people that are oppressed by Kang,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're the opposite side of the coin. So I get that.
yeah.
I get that. Um, where are we? Andre says it's not a spaceship. It's not at all. Oh, in Ani voice, I'm hoping. Get to the living flying ship creature. Do it. Do it now. Uh-oh, we've started something.
You need to do that
We've
in his
started
Arnie voice as well. Do AJ
this
once
one.
in. Yeah, do it.
What? Fuck it up. Get to the living flying ship creature thing. Do it now. Do it now. Come on. It's not a tumor. I had to throw that one in there. They need to recast. As for Disney Plus. Iron Schwarzenegger. Oh, man. Arnie was my hero
man.
growing up. Man, he was the man. Well, I remember when I saw True Lies in the cinema. That was one of the best films I felt like at that time that I ever saw in the movies.
Yeah,
I was just mesmerized by that movie when I went to see it. I thought these guys were fun, but it could have been fleshed out a bit more.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Andre pumping iron Logan.
That's not good. That's a screening Andor.
Yeah, maybe not a good name. Damn it, but that has a ring to it, Andre.
Pumping
I
Iron
just have to
Logan.
do it. Andre Lukagi's like, he's coming everywhere. Oh no, terrible. I'm literally. Arnold is still my hero. I feel
Yeah.
yes, Beam. He's the man.
And they can use a governor everywhere. They can use a governor in the quantum realm. They can use a governor in Mando.
Have you read? If you haven't, SBM, if you haven't read Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, read it. It's amazing. It's such a good read. It's so inspirational. Hearing just how he grew up, how the determination to make something of his life. It's such a freaking good inspirational book. If anybody needs motivation to get shit done and do what you want to do, read that book. On a serious note, that's a sick book. And just to hear everything he did, like when he was bodybuilding, he talks about everything he had to do to survive in America when he got there. And like when I read that, and when I used to manage staff and they'd be complaining about how hard their life is, I would always think about the book and what he talked about, the things that he did to get where he wanted to be. And I'd just be like, man, some people just have it and some don't. If that makes sense. He just had that determination to just do shit. Andre says he comes in the gym, he comes on the stream, he's in heaven. That's from Pumping Iron. That's classic. That was me last. Last Action Hero was classic.
That was funny as well.
Yeah. What if you can't read?
Give the people audible.
Yes.
Give the people audible. I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
You can. I think you did pretty good, actually. This chick, I know I've seen her before. I haven't checked on IMDb.
I haven't. I don't know if I've seen it before.
I feel like I've seen her in something before. Anybody else seen her in something else before? I haven't checked. I know it's just easy to check IMDb, but I haven't. But when I watched this, I remember thinking
She kind of gave me Brie Larson vibes somehow. I don't know why.
Really interesting. She looks like she does CrossFit. That's for sure.
She looks like
Now-
she punches people for a living.
Yeah, I did enjoy her character. What do you think of her character?
Yeah,
Like she's like
yeah,
the
it was
leader of the rebels. I did
Yeah.
enjoy that. I've just got to add new slides, so let me just give me a second while I do that. If you guys want to chat amongst yourselves, where are we?
I don't know where we are.
We're back.
I don't know where we are.
Boom. There's the next one.
Oh man.
Then we get this guy.
Wait. This is Beyond the Ooze, right? What do you think about the Ooze?
Oh, sorry, I've skipped all that. Yes, sorry. Yes, let's touch on that while I add the pictures. I thought he was hilarious, and that's
Yeah.
someone from his crew, right? So
Yeah, that was funny.
that was funny. That was funny. Their whole little world was pretty cool and quirky. How they designed all the characters, I did think that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I think after that is when they get attacked, and that's where MODOK comes in, right?
Yeah, what
After
do
we
you
get
think
to
of
know
MODOK?
them a little bit. Look, I had the thing with him is I had no expectations of the comics or anything like that because I didn't really read anything to do with him. Um, and I liked that it was Darren Cross, and that made sense to me within the world of, he did get sucked into the quantum realm at the end. So I think that's cool that they paid that off and he came back. I
Mhm.
thought in the Ant-Man film world, I thought that was funny. He did look really weird. He looked funny. I know some people complained about the CGI on that.
Yeah,
What
that
did
was
you think
bad.
about that?
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I think Modok always looks weird, but this looked blurred, so which was really
Mm.
weird. And
Do you think
here
they did
Modok
it
was
deliberately?
actually sorry.
Do you think they did it deliberately?
I don't think so. That's the problem. I really don't think so. But there's this thing that CGI is very rare and scarce and hard to get at the moment
Mm.
because there's so much content that relies on CGI
Mm-hmm.
that it's hard to get the work done in. So maybe that's kind of it, or the budget. I don't know. But
Mm.
the weird thing is that usually MODOK is like this mastermind. Um, kind of expected him to be in She-Hulk as the mastermind because he's like a bigger level villain, and now he's just like the pet. He was like
Mm.
the pet of Kang, and that
Mm.
yeah, that was a bit weird for me. I could have done without him, even though I really liked the fact that they just insisted on calling him Darren instead of Modoc. That was
Yeah.
funny, but
Yeah.
they could have done that with any other lackey for me. Like,
Yeah.
and it didn't make sense that he actually had limbs because he didn't use the limbs,
Mm.
um, and he had organic limbs. The butt cheeks were cute, but it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Um, if he'd stepped out of his chair to do something and he needed to get out of his chair, then would have made sense for me. But that wasn't the case. He was just floating and he had these butt cheeks and limbs stuck on there.
Mm.
And his arc was not an arc. I've never seen like this quick of a 180 where someone's like yes 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 and then don't be dick.
Mm.
Okay, then not. It was a bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
motivation he needed to change was Cassie saying, "Don't be a dick." That was it.
Yeah. That was a bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
I concur. I concur with your thoughts on that. Um, before we just see the extra chats. I'm sorry. Listen, uh, where are we? We've got a fair few chapters now. AJ doesn't remember where we recognize it, but you're saying Westworld and Mando.
Dude, what happened with your sound?
Am I, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Testing, testing?
it's fine now.
Yeah,
Fine again.
yeah. I was just saying, sorry. I was just saying that AJ mentioned that when I
I've
asked
never
where we
seen
stand with
Westworld.
Dolphin,
Did you see
Westworld, oh
Westworld?
mate, yeah, it's a great show.
Hmm.
I thought it was great, especially the first season. It's so good. And Mando. So she's been
I
in Mando.
don't recognize her, to be honest.
Yeah, wow. Um, okay, so she's an officer. I think officer with Moff Gideon. Oh
Hmm.
wow, so a smaller role. Modoc.
Yeah, only for killing.
Uh, no, that's not ugly.
F. Josh.
True, man. Ike Raptic, welcome to the chat. I think that's the first time I've seen your name in
Oh,
here.
cool. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. The goo in Ant-Man is an old Native American ceremony. Turd and
To the
shrooms.
shrooms. that's
Did not know
horrible.
that. Yeah. GG. Hey, what's up, GG? Okay, this was hilarious. I loved it. Nice.
I think that's or the Modoc. I don't know.
Yeah. Often Studios is pretty faithful on how he looks. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, but like a low res version, which was a bit weird.
Where are we? I thought his head was quite funny, but yeah, I could tell the CGI wasn't quite as. Where's my pasta? What the hell, Renz? It looked like 2005 CG to me.
Yeah, it did. It did.
But see, and I was thinking they were doing it deliberately. Renz, first of all, you already ate it and didn't didn't send me a pic. Sorry, mate, can I read? Jeez.
Audible. The butt cheeks were cute. Yeah. The
The
goo.
good shit.
Eat the goo.
The goo. The goo shit. Sometimes people have just to be told not to be a dick. Well, that's true. Sometimes you just got to get told.
Message.
That's the message. Can we send Murdoch after Kyle?
Oh God.
That's hilarious. So let's move on. That was slide 11. So they capture them, right? So this is
Yeah.
where I broke up the slides a bit. Now I've got just two pictures for Kang because again I was short on slides. So this picture here is basically from his time with Janet. So you didn't
Yeah.
want to give your thoughts on that whole because I really liked, like you said as well, the introduction of him, how we meet him, and how Janet comes across him and all that, and their history together. I
Yeah.
thought that was interesting.
Yeah. 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 I love both of these actors. While I said that I don't like Michelle Pfeiffer being physical anymore, I think I love Kang being physical because he's like a machine, dude. If you see him talking
Mm.
about pumping iron, if you see him like on the on like magazines or stuff, he's
Hmm.
jacked, dude.
He's super jacked. He got in
Jacked, yeah,
Creed shape. Creed
yeah.
shape.
I think he already was, to be honest.
Yeah, and you can't tell
Yeah, yeah,
in Loki at all because of
yeah,
how they got him dressed up.
yeah.
Boom, kiss, kiss, kang, kang. That's my
Yeah,
man.
come on. If
I'm
Bill
feeling
Murray
that.
was Murray was good enough, Kang is good enough.
Kiss, kiss, kang, kang. That's classic. I think I'm going to go see this movie again Sunday.
Cool,
Nice.
cool.
You got to let us know what you think your second time around as well, because I was just I said before, I can't remember. Did I say backstage or when we were on
Yeah,
film
yeah, yeah.
um, about Black Panther 2? I just loved rewatching it again. Enjoyed it so much more the second time. So that's why I want to watch Ant-Man again because I want to see how I feel going back in watching it again. Highest beam works 9 times out of 10 often. Um, Okay, so yeah, their whole journey together. What do you think about the introduction of his ship's core? So, can you elaborate on any of that? Because I didn't know anything about his ship and all that coming into this.
Yeah, me neither.
Um,
To be honest, I didn't know anything about his ship. I just knew about Kang itself, not Kang in the Quantumverse. So that's kind of new. But it is like the kind of conqueror form, which you only see when he charges his ship and he gets his armor back. Then that's when he truly looks like OG Kang.
yeah, which is I think this other slide I had to explain from their journey. This would be a cool hot toy if you got his ship like this with him to sit in it, like
Oh,
you got
imagine.
Boba Fett on the throne,
Yeah, yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Imagine that's how they should do it.
10
The
head
ship
sculpts,
with the seat like that. 10 head sculpts. I want 10 head
particle
sculpts.
effects, all
Um,
blue.
I want it. Do it. I think they're going to make him. I think they are.
Yeah,
I
and
think
so
they've teased
and
him, right?
the fun and annoying thing, it wasn't annoying. It's just that Janet seemed very stubborn to me because when he was talking to Janet about that he's the only one, it's after that Janet sees Kang's mind and
Hmm.
sees everything what he's become after the ship already
Yes.
starts. Um, Everything that Kang says makes sense even more than Thanos did, and Thanos already makes sense. Because he's just saying the same thing as He Who Remains says in Loki. Just that if
Hmm.
everything is ran amok, then there will be so many incursions that everything will be destroyed. And
Hmm.
Janet doesn't even listen to him. She just
No.
sees him hurting people, and instantly she thinks she doesn't see the bigger picture. While
Yeah.
except for the part that he actually wants to win, and that winning is this important for him,
Yes.
he does make a lot of sense, knowing everything we do about the incursions and the multiverse.
Exactly. And at the end where Ant Man's thinking about what did I do, I feel like is it that this Kang was really the good guy Kang? You know what I mean? And he's intent. Well, a more of a good guy type of Kang trying to get out to beat these guys.
Well, it's not
Like,
good
is
and
that how I feel like
bad.
that? I think that could pay off.
It's like calling John Wick good. John Wick isn't good. He kills people. But This is like the guy you sent to the guys who destroy the
Yeah, he kills.
world.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of. I think that's a really cool take on what his arc was. That we'll find out more. And I think the way they ended
Yeah.
the film with Ant-Man thinking about that, I really liked that
Because
part. I thought that
you
was
see
awesome.
him annihilating people, which is pretty sloppy because people run away and he kills them,
Mm,
which kind of seems like he's killing
yeah.
innocent people. But I think if you listen to what he's saying, he's actually disrupting timelines which shouldn't be allowed to exist up to a point where they just crash into each other and cease to exist. So instead of doing it cleanly like the TVA does, he does it
Mm,
in a very sloppy and messy way, just by killing enough
mm,
people so the timeline can sustain. So
yeah.
it looks a lot messier and a lot more unethical, but it's kind of the
Hmm.
same as the TVA does, and I think they're both right.
Yeah. What do you guys in the chat think about that? Because I think, and that's, oh man, I can't wait to watch it again now. I want to start thinking about all that when I'm watching him talk and interact. Because
Yeah.
a lot of it, like in these moments, like this one, he doesn't come across as a bad guy. Like he's conflicted. He's like a conflicted character of what he's got to, but he knows what he's got to do. Um, I feel like I missed that
Yeah,
the first time.
I don't know if it's conflicted, but he does have a chip on his shoulder. So when he
Yeah.
talks about the timelines and things running amok, which we see in the mid or end credits, of course, but if he talks about the timelines and them being disrupted and incursions happening, and he is the only one who sees what needs to be done, which is exactly the
Mm.
same that Thanos said about his mission,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But he's the only one who sees what needs to be done and has the will to do it.
Hmm.
Um, um, he's sloppy about it. There's no
Yeah.
two ways about that. But um, I don't see any other way, and I think the ending kind of solidifies that there's not another way, right,
Mm.
to do
I
this.
think so. I
Yeah,
think so.
and I don't think he's conflicted. I just think that he has a chip on his shoulder and he needs to win because others have defeated him. He is petty, so he
Yeah.
sees the bigger picture and know what he has to do, but he's also pretty petty.
Which is his error, and that's what leads to him getting his ass kicked,
Yeah.
like essentially in the end. So I did like that. I think that's a great viewpoint on it. Let's catch up on some of these chats before we continue. Um,
Don't worry.
often says, I need a Kang figure with a chair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need multiple gang fingers with a chair.
Oh, shit. We better get a Kang figure, says S Beam.
We will. We
And
will.
then Renz is like, make an Iron Logan head sculpt go. That'd be sick. An Iron Man helmet with Wolverine sideburns hairstyle.
No, I need an Iron Logan figure with a Skrull head sculpt on it.
Bastard. That
Or an
proves since
Arnie
I agree,
figure with
Mike,
an
you'll
Iron
have to
Logan
come back.
head sculpt on it.
Yes. Yes. AJ's turned villain. He's just announced it. I agree. My villain arc is confirmed.
Yeah, we need Muhahaha.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
take my
Oh,
money, Hot
I
Toys.
missed it.
Take
I
my
missed
money,
it.
Hot Toys.
Bigger picture is killing everyone.
Nah, just destroying some timelines.
Often's like, Thanos is right. Kang was right. Imagine if
Kang
we,
recovered.
imagine if you find out, imagine if Kang knew that our MCU timeline was the timeline that would destroy all other timelines. You'd think you're the good guy coming to take out our world, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be our world, but the rest of the world. You don't see him kill our world. What you know is that he has killed Avengers. Avengers
Yeah.
always try to protect the planets or the timelines, but the timelines need to
Mm.
cease, so the Avengers will also need to cease. What
Yeah.
kind of got me thinking, right, is that in Doctor Strange, Multiverse Madness,
Hmm.
I think Reed Richards says that it's always Doctor Strange um, who's the cause of incursions. So I'm kind of looking how Doctor Strange fits into all of this.
Sorry,
Because
I
to
just,
me, sorry, I wasn't
I'm
listening.
back.
Yeah, so
No, Mila was talking to me. Sorry, I had to
so
mute.
in Reed Richards said that in every timeline, it's Doctor Strange who um, is the
Mm-hmm.
cause of the incursions.
Yep.
And of course, he kind of is with Peter Parker. He kind of is with what's it called, like the night walking or the dream walking or
Yep.
whatever.
Dreamwalking. Yep.
Um, but I'm really curious to see how Doctor Strange fits into all of
Mm,
this. Um,
good point.
because I don't
Good
know.
point. I think he's going to have. I think Doctor Strange 3 will have a big part in that. I reckon.
I don't know. I don't know.
You
John
know
Wick
they're going to
isn't
be
bad.
dealing
They
with.
killed his dog. Yeah, you shouldn't
Yeah,
kill John Wick's dog.
you
Don't
should
kill
not
John
do
Wick's
that.
dog.
Don't kill it. Right.
Herren.
And where's Whiplash? Whiplash just wanted his bird. He did. He's a simple man.
Bird. My
I'll
bird.
only
My
make
bird.
a John head sculpt if he asks, but he has to put Skarsgård for life on his posts for a week. Ah, damn you, SB.
Yeah. I
You're a
think we
villain.
won't see the head sculpt then.
He's no, it's not Skarsgård. How dare you? How dare you tempt me like that? You're a puppet master at play, bending my thoughts to your will. I will not submit. I would love a head sculpt, but I will not submit. Actually, no. Who wants to see my head sculpt? No one wants to see my head
I
sculpt.
would
Come
love
on.
the figure. And the glossy purple as well.
Yeah, it's such a good figure.
Yeah.
Um, now, is this his iconic outfit from the comics? Can someone?
Yeah, it kind of
It
is.
is,
So
right?
the green and the purple,
Yeah,
and after that, especially with the helmet with the blue on, it is.
yeah. So my question is, and what do you guys think about this? Is it a bit annoying that if he's dead, that we're not going to
Dude,
get to
he's not
see
dead.
you don't
He's
think
not
so?
dead. Nah, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because
Good.
they
Oh,
already
also,
said
hashtag spoilers. Anybody who's just tuned in,
they already said
if
I
you
want
didn't
to
already.
win, so they'll need to pay that off. He's going to. He could even ally himself versus the Council of Kang.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see.
Arnie Logan. We'll see. But I thought they said at the end that he's dead, or they just think he's dead.
Yeah. So Ant-Man says, "Do you really think he's dead?" I don't know. Okay.
Hmm.
Did I make it worse?
Yeah, that's true. I like that bit. I love that. That was
Yeah, I
cool.
love that.
Let's move on to back to their journey here, where they meet him. He looks the cape looks awesome there. That green cape,
Mm.
purple and green, so good. I just I just know. Look at the texture of that. It's going to be a fully rubber figure if they do it.
Nah,
It'll
nah,
be it'll
because
be like
the all
Batman.
the purple parts will be like plastic, hard plastic, glossy, and then the green will be fabric.
I hope so. I'd
It
rather it
looked
be
dope.
that than
It looked dope. It looked dope.
plasticky. Yeah, and I hope they still bring it out. I hope like the drop in the viewership of the film doesn't affect them. It shouldn't,
Yeah,
right?
I think we'll
It
get
shouldn't.
a Conqueror King. I think we'll get an Immortus. I think we'll get a Ramatat because I think Ramatat will also be in Moon Knight 2. It would make sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense.
We'll get an Iron Lad. We'll get I think the third one is an older Iron Lad or something because he looks like an Iron Lad. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll get like a Future King. So we'll get a couple, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, that'd be sick. I think that'd be sick
Yeah.
to have like a shelf full of just Kangs busting.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. With diecast chrome Marvel jacket. That'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool. And my Shang-Chi t-shirt. Shang-Chi. Uh, what's going on? Unhip Sleep Productions. Welcome back. Thanks for being here, mate. Scotty, hashtag Scotty lives. Scotty does live in our hearts forever. Often says, is there a kangaroo variant? Wow. Hashtag Will Livingston Volume 2. Will Livingston Volume 2. Bloody hell. What's Andre saying? A random thought. Would you guys ever consider doing an audiobook? You both have great voices and are funny. I hate my voice.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I love that when I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. I'm going to screenshot that and keep it forever because I think my voice sucks.
You can show it to
Uh,
Mila.
I can show it to Mila. Look, Mila, I made it. Fellow Dutchie over here. Ah, cool.
Yeah.
There you
Heel-
go. Another,
Goedenavond nog dan.
another nice. SBM says, all seriousness though, if you want, I can put it on the schedule. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Shit, man. I'd love that. That'd be sick. You're an artiste. I love all artistic work.
Yeah, you do know
I'd
that
love
in Aussie dollars that would be like 2,000 Aussie dollars, right?
What?
You need to reverse that one. Where Walid is just scared, so he jumps back through the window.
If anyone could do it, Lukaki could do it. Lukaki, you got it, bro. You're not wrong. Classic. Okay, so we've got like 6 slides left, so let's bust this out. So back to this part. I loved this part. I thought just their interaction was really cool. I thought Jonathan Major's interaction was really cool.
Yeah.
And how he threatened, to kill Cassie, all that. That's setting the stakes for Ant-Man to go and do this heist, which I liked as a throwback to the other Ant-Man films. So I thought that worked well. Again, I really felt this was really segmented, and this whole section is the heist section. Now, I've only got, I think, 2 pictures from this whole sequence, where he started multiplying, and then this picture here. So what did you think of this whole sequence, like adding the heist back into the film, just on a smaller scale? Like, so it's not the whole film, it's just a portion of the film where he has to go and do this thing. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I think it was fine the way they shown that all the possibilities come together at that point over there, but there's always like one prime. So he's still the
That's
prime
right.
within all the possibilities, and I think they'll go that route with Kang as well. Having one Kang prime.
Which one's that one though?
Well, it kind of depends. It could be like the mid or end credit scene. It could be He Who Remains. It probably is someone without a scar, though. So I don't think that this one will be Kang Prime. I think they'll use the scar to show when in the timeline someone has been. So if you don't have a scar, you're like earlier up in the timeline, or a variant that was created earlier before the scar happened. Because the scar is done by a reason, I guess. It's kind of to let you show a bit of the timeline. And I think that the scarred ones are lesser in rank than the non-scarred ones because of it.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. That's cool. That's a cool thought. What do you think of the ship? I kept thinking, I thought for some reason there's going to be some link to Shang-Chi in this, and the 10 rings. And then you saw a lot of people speculating about how the orbs and everything in the city looked like, something to do with looked similar to 10 rings.
Dude,
Did you get that at all?
I didn't even think about that, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, well, does that make sense now? Do you see that? Does anybody in the chat see that as well? Do you think that had a link to Shang-Chi?
There was like the 10 rings looked like there's a link to He Who Remains, so why not?
Right. Yeah, and they're sending a signal. So was that were they sending a signal because they were activated? Is that going to happen? Because I think Shang-Chi 2 is supposed to be called A Wreckage of Time. I wonder if that'll tie in with this, possibly. We've just got a few, just dropping nuggets, dropping gems.
I've been noticing.
Yeah. Andre, look, some random dude on the internet gave me a compliment. My screenshots suck, but I have a good voice. Winning, you son of a bitch. That was good. I'm coming. I love it. I love it. What's Ren saying? I bet Lukagi's working on it right now. I'll have it.
Probably is.
Swap out hair pieces. Fuck you. What hair? I'm bald, bruh.
Yeah, you can save some money there.
Kang went full Vader when he's talking to Scott. He did, and I did like that. That's a good point. Um, it's done. He's already done. Nice. Before I even caught up to the chat. $65. Oh hell yeah! Let's do it, S Beam. Let's do it. Lock it in. Lock it in. I'm gonna build. I'm gonna become Iron Man. Put myself on an Iron Man. I need Shang-Chi's jacket. Actually, I have Shang-Chi's jacket.
Damn, you're
And I'll
obsessed
just
with that.
yeah.
You're obsessed with
I
Shang-Chi's
am.
jacket. Yeah.
I want that jacket. I want to create. I want to have a Moju case that's looking on its side on is like looking into the bus side on, and then build into a bus sequence and have him. I can just change up the poses and have him kicking ass. That's one
Yeah,
of Mila's favorite
get
scenes
the
in the
get
Marvel
the get the
movies.
diorama then, because you. I think you'll need two pieces to do it. There are like
Yeah,
two separate pieces.
yeah. I still haven't looked at that actually.
Yeah,
Damn,
you should.
I
You
check
should.
that out. Yeah, remind me after if you can, because I'll
Yeah.
forget. Because you know how I do. Lakagi, that was
You
great.
know how I do. You should have a like a Hawkeye, and instead of him landing perfectly, just bust through a window or to a wall or something. You know how I do. Bats.
It sounds good. Uh, savage comment guy is now Andre.
Savage comment guy.
Savage comment guy. I love it. Bastard. All right, so yeah, really enjoyed this whole sequence. I loved the mind bending stuff. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I could have had that go on longer. I liked it. But again, when I watch it the second time, maybe it will feel longer. It felt quick watching it the first time.
Hmm.
Now, with our remaining 4 slides, it kind of covers just that whole end sequence. So I'm missing a lot. So we've got to use our memories here, put on our thinking caps. But I brought up this picture because this whole end sequence of so after he saves it, what happens then? What literally happens right after that?
Yeah. So
Can you
wait.
remember? They get
Um.
taken away and dropped off, right? Because they come back.
Well, I want to hit on Cassie again first
Oh
because
yes.
Cassie went from just being a kid and being worth fighting for and being worth being a hero for into she can do anything now. So she's smarter than Hank Pym, and she can also become giant girl just as much as Ant-Man can. And I would have preferred if the characters that were already established just had their unique selling points, so that
Mm,
Ant-Man is the only one who would be dumb enough to try becoming Giant Man that many times. So then he becomes proficient at it.
mm,
Just because he tried it that many times and he did it because he's reckless and wants to be a hero.
mm,
So it would have been cool if he was the only one who would have been able to become that large. But Cassie becomes equally as large with
mm.
less practice and being maybe even
With
less
no
reckless, but
practice,
I don't
right?
know. Yeah, well, we
Mm,
don't see how much she's practiced, but I can't
mm,
imagine her practicing much and not being noticed.
mm,
So she's smarter than Hank Pym in creating something for the quantum realm, and she can um, become as giant. So she was too much of a Mary Sue for me. Cassie
mm.
was. So that was kind of bugging me here.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you let that get to you, all the scenes with her can throw it off because you're just not believing in her character now. And I think that's when it comes to storytelling like that. If you don't invest us in how they get to where they are, it can make it hard to buy what they're doing. I feel like that's what
Yeah,
threw me off a little bit.
yeah,
But because I've skipped a lot here, so he gets the thing for Kang.
yeah.
Kang goes drops him off. They meet back up because Hope. Refresh my memory, guys. Hope and they come and they get stranded. This is where they get split up from Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael
It's in the
Douglas, right?
beginning, right? The being
No, because they come back, right? After after
dude.
after he do they shit
I
when
don't
he
really know.
retrieves the thing for Kang, his engine
I think they
thing.
all five.
Because he gets kicked off out of the city somewhere because he comes back with the revolutionary people, doesn't he? To help Hope.
I
Oh
think the
man,
four of them go through a portal, right? And he gets stuck there with Kang.
oh man, I'm forgetting. He did an airport. He did. He did at the
Yeah,
airport
but
with barely any practice.
he seemed less big then, didn't he?
Nah, I don't know.
He
I
seemed
don't remember
bigger
that.
at the end scene of Endgame. Um,
Yeah, I guess he was bigger in
yeah,
Endgame than he was
yeah, and he looked bigger here as well.
in Civil War for
So it would
sure.
have been cool if he was the only one to be able to go that big or to be stupid enough to go that big. And
Mm.
Cassie also being able to enlarge herself, but not as much. I think we're just being a nice granddad. No, I think they actually went for her creating the thing.
Mm.
Cassie was
Cassie
with
was with
Kang.
King. That's right.
Oh, yeah, he was
Ah,
going to rescue her, of course. Yeah.
he's coming back. So
Yeah,
after
yeah,
he
yeah,
captured it, Kang left him right stranded. Right now, I'm
yeah.
remembering. Okay. Because Wasp comes and pulls him out, doesn't she? She pulls him out of
Yeah,
the.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere.
She can
Um,
focus a lot more than than he can.
yeah. Hologram Cassie. Hologram Mava. Mava. Uh,
Marva, hologram
Mava.
Cassie. Ah, yeah, in the tower. Yeah, it was kind
Mm,
of the same thing.
yeah. Then, so this is all going down. We get a bit more of Janet with Kang storyline.
Yeah.
Pretty sure here. Um, and then we come to the whole fight scene. That's pretty much all these last couple of slides cover.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was kind of the last thing that pulled me out.
the fight.
Because, yeah, because the
Was it
Ant
here?
family were kind of nobodies, right? And they defeated like the
Mm,
biggest evil that the MCU has ever seen. Um, if you remember Infinity War and Endgame were perfectly set up because in Infinity War it was kind of like Thanos' backstory and Thanos wins. I would have loved to
mm,
see that for Kang as well because Kang is a lot more powerful than Thanos, right?
mm.
And he lost to the Ant family. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it seemed like such a big step for me.
Yeah. I think it's not me, Renz. Often takes these ones.
Dude,
You
he's just
bastard.
trolling you.
You're wow. You know what we do. Oh, that straight to the heart. Straight through the heart.
You might as well compliment him on his new haircut.
Yeah.
Same thing, Rance. Same
You
thing.
dicks. Dicks. Scott should
Dude,
have died.
I
Damn.
really wouldn't have minded if that was the case. Kang wins, Scott dies. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. That would have
Well,
been
I
good.
think this brings us to the point that I think I was struggling with my expectations of what was going on in this movie. For
Hmm.
some reason, I thought the stakes would be higher with someone or something terrible happening and Kang having a win. I think having him lose, we've seen Kang twice and he's been killed both times, potentially, right, or defeated. So I'm like, in the sense of
Easily,
when
right?
Thanos, yeah, and but this is what I want to talk about, right? So I have been thinking about how it when I'm comparing it to like Thanos, comparing him to Thanos, and I don't know if that's fair yet, and that's what I want to kind of flesh out because
Hmm.
when Thanos was fighting Iron Man in Infinity War, when I was in the cinema, literally was anxious, like worried that Tony was going to die. That's
Hmm.
how much I cared for the character and the storyline. Like I was like, "Oh my god,
And
Thanos is so scary. I
yeah,
think
and
Tony's
that's
going to
how.
die, and I'm going to be really upset."
Yeah, so it's not
I didn't get that
even
from
it's
Kang.
yeah, it's not only how much you cared about Iron Man, but it's also because they set up um, Thanos to be as strong as he was because he defeated
Yeah,
Thor
yeah,
and Loki, defeated the Hulk. Hulk was scared, so they were. We've talked about this since Moon Knight, I think, but
yeah.
I don't think they were consistent with the power level of Kang,
Mm,
and I think that's where a lot of credibility goes or comes with being consistent with
yeah,
characters and power levels.
yeah, yes. Um, and I'm seeing some good comments here, right? So I just want to bring up
Yeah,
these
let's
two
do
real quick.
those.
Where is it? So yeah, SBM says one iteration lost to the Ant family. I get that, and whilst it's only one iteration, I think what I'm letting affect me and what I'm trying to understand is that I get. but the fact that this is like the second time we're seeing like a Kang variant, I think my mind's struggling to understand that there's lots of different variants and there's going to be more powerful. But him as a character now, I'm not really threatened by him at all. I feel
Yeah.
like they've done that, but how they've introduced him both times. I feel
And
like
this
for our first
iteration,
time to see him is to see him kick ass and put fear in us.
yeah,
That just hasn't happened yet for me. I
yeah,
think
and this
that's very
iteration is
frustrating.
still a strong iteration. This is the Conqueror iteration, and
Mm,
this also is the iteration with the technology to conquer worlds. So
mm,
it's just not just an iteration. It's literally like the iteration that stopped the Council of Kangs or the Kang Dynasty or however you would like to see it. Um,
mm,
so it's not nothing that Ant Family could defeat him, even though he has all this technology and will to beat everything. Like
mm.
he wasn't really beaten. Um, he just didn't want to do it anymore. He was
Yeah, and
bored.
that was cool.
Yeah, like Nathaniel Richards gets bored. He needs challenges. If he doesn't have a
Mm,
challenge and things get stale, he gets bored and he doesn't want to do it
mm,
anymore. That's like um, story of his life. This gang
yeah.
just had a drive, which makes him strong and
Mm.
powerful, and he had technology. So yeah, that didn't make sense for me.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. He says it in the trailer. I don't have to win both. We both just have to lose.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
so a
like that
sacrifice
part.
of Ant-Man would have
Yeah.
been better for me.
Maybe that got me thinking that something like that was going to happen. But then I always think when you see it in a trailer, it's probably not going to happen because they don't want to give away the end of it.
Yeah,
They
I
don't
didn't
want to
see
give
the
away the
trailers
film.
because of it.
Yeah, which is smart.
Yeah,
Which is smart. See, this is why everyone think Phase 4 and 5 are crap because everyone is comparing it to Yes, and I normally am not doing that because I love Phase 4.
yeah,
I think I don't know why, and this is what I'm trying to, I guess, find out about why I feel this way about the movie and why I want to see it again. Is because when I went into it, for some reason, my expectation was threat level, Kang, that he's the next big bad. I feel like they're going to use. I was thinking they were going to use this movie to make him scary and like a threat, like they did with Thanos. I think, and that's probably my error thinking that. And then it kind of didn't because he kind of got defeated, and I think that's where I was like, oh
yeah. But
man,
the
he's so
thing
he's not
is,
really that much of a threat level.
yeah, the thing
But I
is,
was
I don't.
happy for Ant Man surviving because I like Ant Man.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think it's your era. And don't get me wrong, man. I don't. I'm not comparing it to Infinity War, and that's why I think it's bad. I just noticed that it's not consistent power level wise, and it's not consistent with what Kang is shown to
Mm,
be in this movie, even
mm,
to be defeated that easily. And
mm,
after I noticed that that ending is crap, I'm trying to explain or give an example how it's done well, and then I'm coming to Infinity War. Only then. It's not the other way around.
mm. Yeah, it's more of a like this is how you can build up anticipation more.
Yeah.
Because how remember after Infinity War, um, having seen Thanos win in that, it added way more, I guess, weight to what was going to happen in Endgame. But
Yeah.
again, is that us thinking that? And I know we shouldn't be. I don't want to be comparing it to Infinity War. For some reason, though, came into this movie thinking it was a Avengers level threat because I think someone even said, and this is where media can really f stuff up, that it's an Avengers level threat movie.
Yeah, but they
But it felt like
already.
more of a family story. It felt more of a family, which is
Yeah, it
cool.
did, and I think I would have loved. Look, I was thinking about this. I think I would have loved Marvel because they're pumping out a lot of content, right? Um, I saw somewhere that Infinity Saga was like 23 movies in 11 years,
Mm,
and Phase 4 is 17 movies slash shows in 2 years. So there's a
mm,
lot more content, and
mm,
to still get everything that's going on, you actually need to see everything. And maybe I
mm,
would have loved if they would diversify things a bit more. Like there's
mm,
a few labels. Like Marvel Red Label would be the stuff you need to follow to get the story. And there's like
mm,
a yellow label for more comedic stuff, and like a green label for more politically stuff, and there's like a black
mm.
label for R-rated stuff. But you only need the red label stuff if you want to follow like the main timeline or the
Mm.
grander story, because it kind of seems like if you look at Miss Marvel and She-Hulk and even Moon Knight, that they're going for different genres in a Marvel jacket or a Marvel sauce, which
Mm.
is kind of cool. I would love Marvel to cover every kind of genre, which would also mean that some of the genres will be for you and some won't be. And it would be
Mm.
fine if you don't have to see them to follow
Mm.
the main story. But now you kind of have to
Mm.
see the main story. And I think that's why people complain, because some movies or some series aren't meant for the old type Marvel fans.
Yeah.
But they still need to see it to understand everything.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, I think where I'm landing on this, because again, I still feel like it was an enjoyable movie. Watching it a second time for me, I'm going to be going in going, I'm going to be looking at this as an Ant-Man father and daughter family movie rather than what I was thinking it was going to be, was something scary is going to happen to put fear in us and have that threat of Kang in future films to come. I
Yeah.
think that for some reason my mind got caught up thinking about that trajectory instead of looking at it as an Ant-Man film. And having the family arc is great because that's cool, because now I know they're going to be in it longer and be in more films most likely,
Hmm.
and we're going to get to see that family grow, and that's cool because I love Ant-Man and I'm
Yeah.
happy with that. So not having him die, we get to see more of him. I
True.
think so. It's interesting how your expectations and what you're thinking of where the story is going to go, connecting to other things, as opposed to it being a standalone film story about
Mm.
family.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got quite a few chats here. If he won, if he won, now where's Kang have to go? A whole phase and an Avengers movie. Um, if he won, if Kang won, yeah.
Well,
Look,
that's
and
easy because, look, um, winning doesn't mean that things go right. For
mm,
him, at the moment, winning means that he can get back to the council
mm,
or dynasty or whatever.
yeah,
So it could disrupt a lot of stuff. Him
yeah,
winning and him getting out of the quantum realm.
mm-hmm,
Um, I'm not saying that it should be that. I would have liked it a bit more if Ant-Man wouldn't have been able to defeat a Kang variant, because he's like the smartest being alive or who has ever lived, and he has seen like the past, the future, and the present. And
mm,
I like the cool thing that he says. Like it's kind of like with great power comes great responsibility. He says, once you've seen everything, you can't allow. You're not allowed to not to unsee. I don't know how he phrases it, but it was a very cool quote he had, and
mm,
which kind of gave him the responsibility to put everything right. And
mm,
yeah, I think it's above Avenger level threat, to be honest.
mm. SPM, that's a good point there. No different than Ultron losing a single fight. I feel like that the stakes were higher when Ultron lost, though, because it took the whole Avengers team to beat him. And I think the stakes were set up pretty well at the
Yeah,
end of that
yeah.
film. Um,
If Ant-Man
which,
would have won from Ultron, it would have sucked for me as well.
yeah. But in saying that, see, what I do love about what they did was,
If you
see,
watch
I
The
love,
Last Dance,
if you watch The Last Dance, it's like the team after they have the team. Yeah. Well, that's true. I've seen that documentary. Um, I've lost my train of thought. But I feel
sorry,
like, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I was saying now. That's all right. It's an Avengers level threat if it will say Avengers Quantumania. Yeah,
only if you
maybe
see the
they'll come back.
Avengers. Yeah.
The next Kang will probably be stronger. The threat is probably being many Kangs working together. Yeah, and that's what it could be.
You
Look,
only need
that's
one
what I was going to
though.
say. We should only need one, but this is the
Look,
multiverse.
yeah, but the weird thing is, what Kang does, he goes to a universe, or he goes to a world, or he goes to an era, and he conquers by
Mm.
himself. So I don't think we'll get many Kangs working together. I think we'll get single Kangs.
Single
Um,
Kangs versing all of our heroes, which will lead to something
yeah,
that's going to happen in
or we
Kingdom.
might get the three Kangs you see in the end credit or mid credit. I don't know anymore. I think it's mid.
Mm.
I don't know. Versus all of the other Kangs.
End.
You could also
End
see
credit.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what else we got here? Ren's saying, watching the trailer before I thought multiple Ant-Man will be at the final fight, and then the one saying we both just have to lose is just a variant sacrificing himself for the main. See, and that's where trailers can mess with you because that had you
Hmm.
thinking that whole train of thought. Hey,
Yeah. I
maybe in
didn't
What
even
If
know.
season 2 we'll see a more savage Kang like with Ultron. Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
I think. Look, I definitely think we're going to see more savage Kangs. I
yeah.
trust that
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Definitely, and I
We've
definitely
already
think
seen
he's going
them.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I totally believe that they're going to do that for sure. No problem at all. I think, and what I enjoyed about the movie, this is what I was going to say before actually, when he's at the end, I like the ending of him having won and then realizing, oh, hang on, did I just defeat?
Yeah.
Should I like? I like that whole
Yeah.
tie up. That was
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah.
cool, and I think that's going to be cool for others. I just stepped back a bit and thought about the threat level of a Kang. He didn't seem that threatening, and the stakes at the end didn't feel as high for me. As a conclusion to a trilogy, let's not forget, like it's
Yeah.
the third movie, and generally the third movie have a real big conclusion. You know, you think about Iron Man 3, the conclusion at the end, the decision that he makes. This one kind of has it with him winning and then realizing, hang on, should I have won type thing. So that I did like, and I like that they set it up
Yeah.
with that. And that now watching it the second time, I'm going to go and expect enjoying that ride as
And I
opposed to the
like the
first time
fact
not
that you
knowing
say
what is coming.
threat level. But for me, it was even when I heard his speech, it was kind of the same as the speech as He Remains, and it kind of seems like he actually would be able to save the timeline, and so it didn't even feel like he was a threat, but he would be like
Mm,
kind of the TVA number two,
yeah,
um, and then they destroyed him, which I didn't like in
yeah,
Loki, but now they do it again.
yeah, yeah. So let's say it was mid credit. Sorry,
Ah,
my
yeah,
apologies.
okay. Yeah,
Mid
yeah,
credit
the Loki
Loki.
one is cool. We need to talk about the Loki one as well.
Yeah, he looked cool. Miss Minutes will save this Kang. Yeah, that'd be
That would
cool.
be cool. Miss Minutes. I'm still curious about Miss Minutes, to be honest. So I really want to
Mm.
see Loki.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Loki. Loki
Yeah.
season 2 for sure. Well, that's all our slides. So, should we give our final conclusions?
Oh wait,
Um,
don't you do the end credits
I didn't have any.
and the mid
I
one
didn't
and the
have any.
mid one?
Yeah, I didn't have any. Oh, yeah. So let's do them. So end credits. He's won, and like I said, I really liked that part. He'd won, um, and then he has that thought of. Now I'm like, okay, I have to watch it again to see what Kang says and what is he missing there
So
again.
mid credits is the Council of Kangs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just the ending to the film.
Okay.
Like I
Sorry.
really enjoyed
Sorry.
that
Sorry. Sorry.
ending. Yeah, and then the Councillor Kangs. I thought, cool. There's lots of Kangs coming. That's all I really thought about that. But what did
Yeah.
you
So
think?
what did you think about it? Because um, the thing that was cool for me is that well, of course, you saw Immortus and Ramatut, which was cool.
Hmm.
And then you see a third Kang, which I don't know who it is, but I'm kind of thinking it's the grown up version of Iron Lad.
Mm,
Because it looked like, it reminded me of like an Iron Man 5 suit, but then with purple bindings on it.
mm,
So that's why I'm kind of thinking that. But, um, and then you kind of see that Kang and Ramatut had beef because Ramatut wanted to be
mm.
the one to kill him. So you kind of guess what happened there.
Yeah.
But you also see more and more Kangs coming into the arena. Now, usually they use the arena to see if a Kang was worthy to join the rest of the Kangs. But
Mm,
He Who Remains already said that he is the only one who stops timelines so that other Kangs couldn't exist. So
mm,
the wrong Kangs. So He Who Remains is dead. So now the timelines that shouldn't exist, which grow Kangs that should not exist, now all of a sudden grow Kangs again. So with the death of He Who Remains, you get like a gazillion Kangs extra, which all shouldn't
mm.
exist if you want to keep the timeline. So you have like this evil influx of Kangs now joining the group of Kangs, which is like a really interesting premise
Yeah.
to see. how they go with that. So I was really excited to see that.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see more heroes go up against him. It's cool because he can be in like he could potentially be the villain in all the
In
next movies to
everything.
come.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't think they will do, but they
No, I
might
don't
tie
think
in
so
some.
either. But it
Yeah,
would
they're
be
not going to
cool.
do
Yeah, so they
that.
could
He's definitely
change every um, villain in any story. They can change it by a variant of Kang. They could
yeah.
exchange Doctor Doom. They could
Hmm.
exchange like Apocalypse from the X-Men. They could
Uh,
even exchange to the Beyonder. They could exchange anyone with a Kang variant. And then the end
yeah,
boss being Immortus.
yeah. So I really enjoyed that. That now they're really starting to introduce, and we kind of know the direction they're going is going to be possibly now Kang showing up
Yeah,
throughout many different films, and I'm sure they're going to build him up now, and that's what I'm looking forward to seeing them
yeah.
build him up. But now looking at it as an Ant-Man movie,
Hmm.
um, actually no, we'll touch on the Loki end credit. So the for me, the Loki end credit just got me more hyped to see Loki season 2.
Yeah.
And the thing is he going to end up defeating that variant of Kang in the end of that season? Like, I'm wondering. Um,
Yeah, so Victor Timely is a Kang variant without a scar. Because I didn't see a scar on him. And
yeah.
he was given like this exhibit show um, on his technology, which was kind of
Hmm.
weird for me because usually Kang just goes somewhere and he conquers stuff.
Mm,
Um, he doesn't have to lure people into being interested in him. So that's a bit of a weird premise. And that kind of made me think where they're going with this. So I was thinking
mm,
either he's hiding from the rest of the Kangs because he's like
mm,
the Kang Prime or something, or this is a previous version of He Who Remains before the TVA
hmm.
trying to recruit people for his cause because he's luring
Yeah.
people or he's seducing people or he wants to, I don't know, he wants to win people over, it seems like, in the
Hmm.
end credit, right? So
Yeah, I
I'm
think so.
thinking
Or he's
one of
presenting
both.
something. That's what I took from it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but
he's
why?
presenting.
But why?
Yeah.
It's
Mm,
like this exposition of people so they are interested in him or interested in following him or maybe just
mm.
becoming employees.
Yeah, maybe.
So this could be like the beginning of the TVA, or they could be allying with this timely dude um,
Mm,
to as an ally.
mm.
And I think they
Yeah,
will
I'm
become
excited to
allies.
see. Oh, you think so?
I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be multiple versions in him. I reckon there'll be multiple Kangs in Loki. And they'll bounce around to different places throughout the show. That's my thoughts. I feel
I'm
like
really
that's
curious to
definitely
see
going to
that.
happen. Yeah. But final thoughts on Ant Man. Enjoyable. Again, I can't wait to watch it again. I'm saying again a lot. I can't wait to watch it, rewatch it, and go in thinking more of a family. Enjoy the family aspect from it, and understand that I'm excited to see Ant Man win and continue on. That's I think going to pay off in the long run when we see other more of Kang and the storyline pay off that Ant Man effed up possibly. He possibly did a Peter Parker and stopped one that needed to be saved. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah. So overall, I enjoyed it. Um, and but there are things that really took me out of the movie, but there are also things that I really loved about the
Mm.
movie and which got me hyped for the rest.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's where it's a bit for me. So let's chuck our ratings in, guys. Anthony's gone with 3.3. Was it 3 and 3? Nice. You had to throw the
3.3 out
3
of
in there.
5 glue shots.
4 out of 5 Melly Sue's off. And we didn't even
Yeah,
talk about
four out of
we
5 Mary Sue's indeed.
we didn't even talk about Darren dying and becoming an Avenger. That part was funny. Thinking he's an
That
Avenger.
part was funny.
That part was funny. But again, he was kind of made a joke of. Um, yes, Goo Man was his buddy from the earlier films, Polka Dot Man.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
3 out of 5 choppers. Oh,
chopper.
he's
Get to the
awake.
chopper.
3 out of 5. You've been watching the show and just silently hiding in the chat, woman. 3 out of 5. Go to your room.
Yeah, it did look like Spy Kids. But the scenes in Spy Kids were a bit more believable, maybe. The scenery.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm not that harsh. Um, for Ant-Man film, I'd probably say, yeah, probably 3 out for now. So only seeing it once, 3 out of 5. I think is a fair grade for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I need to see it again. I might change my mind. Like I said, when we rewatched Wakanda Forever, I liked it the first time we saw it, but I just loved it so much more watching it last night. Like Lani was crying her eyes out. Um, yeah, I'm snitching on you. She was crying her eyes out. And I just loved Shuri's journey so much more watching it the second time. I soaked more in. I was picking up on the beats that I really liked. I had issues with still some points in Black Panther, but the whole Shuri stuff and why she saw Killmonger and all that made so much more sense to me watching it the second time. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
I
So
didn't. I
looking
didn't like
forward
it
to seeing it.
more the second time, to be honest.
No?
Phantom.
Oh man, I did.
No.
And I really enjoyed him flying around more, darting around. I thought that looked sick. I really enjoyed the movement that they gave him. It's my least favorite of all the Ant-Man movies. Interesting. So, Anthony, where does it sit in all the Ant-Man movies for you? Or Lani, what's your favorite one out of 1 and 2 then? Which one do you like better?
I think I like. Yeah, 1 and 2 both have stuff I like in them, to be honest. Because I also like the dynamic of Hope and what's his
Yeah.
face again? What's he called again? I want to say Paul Rudd. I'm brain farting all over.
Scott.
And so,
Scott.
yeah, Scott. And I like Morpheus. So I both. Yeah, it's hard for me. There's such different movies for me, but I really love the heist aspect of the original Ant-Man movies. But this sets up so much more. This is actually like an MCU movie which sets up things, and what it sets up with Kang gets me hyped for the rest.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
just
am
that
still hyped
for the
up.
beginning of Phase 5, I would have loved it if Kang would have had another thing.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like the overall story arc, I feel like, but again, no, I'm going to retract that because I was expecting this to start off with Kang winning and setting fear for future films. That was probably my wrong expectation. I enjoyed the fact that Ant-Man won and he maybe shouldn't have won. And I like that. So I'm gonna enjoy following that story arc for what that set up because that's their vision of what they wanted to set up. So again, when I rewatch it, I'm going to go in thinking that and enjoying that rather than expecting Kang to win for some reason. Often says Ant-Man 231. Wow, a lot of guys are saying number 2 is their favorite. Also, make me a hero again. I'm sorry, I still want to be a villain. I still want to be a hero. Sorry, not a villain.
I still want to be.
I want to be a hero. I want to be your hero. I want to be your hero. Often, and the villain arc. The whole guy was my favorite. The blob thing, plot holes, works too. Love Anthony's panel name, Only Myself to Conquer.
Yeah, it's okay.
He snuck that in there.
Yeah.
AJ's out. See you guys tomorrow. Fantastic show today. Awesome. Thanks for being here, brother. Yeah,
See
let's
you tomorrow,
wrap it up.
man.
Let's
Yeah,
wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Let's get ready to wrap it up. Miller's going to shoot me if I take any longer. So, yep, she's ISB agent alert.
ISB.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, she's coming to visit. So, Anthony, we're going to be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ant-Man was enjoyable. Can't wait to watch it again, basically. I'm getting attacked here. What was I going to say? Tomorrow is Pedro-gasm, Mando. We've got Last of Us. We'll do Last of Us first and then do Mando, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
That's
do that. Yeah. I'm gonna put the stream out later, advertise for it, all that type of stuff. I'm pretty happy with the thumbnail. I did something a bit different, so you'll have to let me know. But yeah, I've enjoyed talking about Ant-Man today. Interesting to get your thoughts because we hadn't really talked about it too much. So,
no.
really interested. Daddy, what's Pedro go? Often. Often.
Yeah, she's used to that, I think.
Yeah, she's used to that type of talk.
Yeah.
Pedro
She's going to be like Ellie.
is
She's going to she's going to be like Ellie.
literally,
With a sailor's mouth.
literally, literally. I'm terrible. But Pedrogasm is just lots of Pedro just dominating.
Daddy, where's my
the silver screen.
switchblade?
Yeah. It's in your bag. Lose it,
Your prep bag.
people. But look, yeah, look. Thanks for coming, everybody, today and joining the chat. I hope you've enjoyed us covering Ant-Man. I enjoy still covering the films and doing a bit more of a long-form discussion. So on it, it also helps me figure out what again about the movie when we sit down and talk about it. Get your point of view. Get the guys.
It also helps you form your initial thoughts.
Yeah, literally. I always enjoy to do at least see it twice before doing a review, but it's cool doing a movie and giving your first actual thoughts. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow for like I said, Last of Us and Mando. Any last words for you, Anthony?
Yeah, no, see you tomorrow. And I'm going to sleep.
He's going to sleep. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. 5 out of 5 for the run. Thanks, Renz.
What's the
Always count on you, bro.
What's the YWFO? You will find out. Okay, got it. You will find out.
No,
You will
find
find
out.
out.
Yeah, you will find out. What did I hear? Iron Iglesias. Iron Iglesias. I just got that, man. Yeah, I'll sing for you. Maybe one day. You never know. All right, guys. You know how we do. Let's see if this video will play as I hit end broadcast. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you're here. Let's break some necks, cash some checks. We'll see you tomorrow.